We're gonna fly away. Glad you're going my way. I love it when we're cruising together. The music is made for love. Cruising is made for love. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, yeah. Hey, Mocha Drop. God before everything. Miss Ashley. How y'all doing? Faith, y'all. What's going on, people? She talked too much. She never shut up. She just talked. When the live starts with the singing, Well, I don't usually go over in the ladies' business. I don't think I have a place there. But this involves the ladies and the gentlemen's. Okay, so I think I have passage. We're going to talk today about this situation between the one you call Miss CRUZA and William McCRAY. Now, ordinarily, this story wouldn't capture my interest, right? Ordinarily. But this was seemed to be so extreme that I think it's worth talking about. Hi, TLCN3, Deandra, LaSparkle Covington. How y'all doing? Okay, here's what we're gonna start it off at. This is reaction video used for purposes of entertainment and commentary. Let's get a little taste of this so we can get it from the horse's mouth. I know some of y'all already heard this before. This clip that I'm going to play, it's only a couple minutes, is from St. James page. This happened a couple of days ago. I know we already discussed that chat, but this is a different part of that same chat. This is between the situation between CRUZA and William McCRAY. Now, we're all familiar with William McCRAY, although we rarely see him around there. First of all, I want to say that they seem to be suggesting, or he seems to be suggesting, and a certain other person over here seems to be suggesting that the only reason that people are aware of William McCRAY here on YouTube today is because CRUZA plays his clips. Well, I got to tell you, I haven't seen any of those clips. So I don't know what she's doing over there or why she's so angered him. But I would say that the main reason, the person keeping him alive on YouTube is St. James himself, because that's the place where you still see him being interviewed, him still in conversation. They're apparently buddies of some sort, right? So I would say that maybe CRUZA does do her thing over there playing his videos, but we mostly hear from William McCRAY via St. James page. So y'all check him out. We all became familiar with William McCRAY. He's been around forever. As a matter of fact, he was one of the first ones to do all this church gossip, reporting on every fallacy within the church's walls. He was later accused of extorting money from people, promising to keep stories quiet, information he had quiet if the people would pay him. He was dragged through the court for that. We saw the very humiliating conversation between him and an attorney for one of these preachers that he exposed. But at the same time, we can't say that he is not one of the first ones to do all of this church gossip, right? Now, later on, other people came. King Jives came. Larry Reed came. And those guys, there are others who talk about what goes on in the church. These are basically gay Christians. Larry Reed's not gay, but they would all talk about the same subjects, right? When somebody got caught with their drawers down. And then he reintroduced himself when he got into a beef with Andrew Caldwell. Now imagine getting into a beef with Andrew Caldwell, right? But some of the video that came out of that kind of reignited the energy on YouTube for him. Unfortunately, McCRAY did not ride that to a stable place on YouTube. I think he did start a channel, but it never really caught on because nothing was as funny as when he went after Andrew Caldwell. when he's talking about the polyester. It's polyester. It's that much gap between that coat. You don't know fashions. These are fashions. These are fashions. I'm in his house. It was something about the way he would drag his words that made it more sinister and more interesting. When he appeared, I guess Andrew went to a conference there where he lives at, where's that, St. Louis somewhere? And then William attended that conference. And since the two of them had been at somewhat of a battle, basically McCRAY whipping on him, God damn it, all these names. Okay. Basically, it was McCRAY whipping on this boy, right? And then he was in town. So he actually left the conference and went back to the boy, Andrew Caldwell's house. And he was outside of the man's apartment building, correct? And he said, I'm in his house. That was classic, right? There was, he would tell him that he needed to seek out the help of a speech pathologist. Anyway, soon after that, he disappeared. And apparently he still does his thing, but he does his thing on Facebook. I don't know what kind of model that is really. Maybe he's just comfortable on Facebook. He did have several legal things pending with his website. But if you're going to see him, you have to go to Facebook, right? Anyway, here's what we saw a couple of days ago, or heard. This was saw and heard. He came on there.
Oh, I'm so sick of her. I don't know what to do.
He's talking about cruising.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Wait a minute. So, St. James just drops CRUZA's name. Some people say it was just by accident, and a whole lot of people in the scuttlebutt are saying that it was intentional. It was intentional that he dropped CRUZA's name, knowing that him and McCRAY are having issues. He knew after he get him going, all it would take was dropping her name. And so this is where this conversation ensues. Y'all know who Miss CRUZA is?
He follows you, baby, yeah. But I got her physical address. Ooh, CRUZA! Look out, CRUZA! I like danger and stuff. Oh, yeah. Well, you said I'm at his house. Yeah, I like to send some good. Cause see, she needs her ass whipped. She needs her ass whipped from Amazing Grace to a Floating Opportunity. And I got some crazy and I'm going to put her information. And then I'm working with a private investigator. He's gonna let me know where she works. Because I'm gonna put everything that I find out about her online.
Okay.
And see, I want somebody.
Okay. So already, we'll stop it there for a second. We have several lines that have been crossed. First of all, you're announcing that you're doxing this woman. You're saying not only are you going to dox her, not only do you know her home address and you're going to post her address. Now, this might be all scare tactic. We don't know. But you're going to post her, her home address now, and you're going to post that. I don't know where on Facebook, who would see it. And then you're also threatening her with physical violence, correct? I'm not taking sides. I'm just reporting what I heard. You're threatening a woman with physical violence on here, right? And not only that, in order to make her uncomfortable in her own environment, you're saying that you know people in her town and you're going to send other people to her house. Let's keep up.
See, it's some people that deserve for you to walk up to them and knock the shit out of them. Excuse my language. But see, Well, you can't hit her. She's a female. You can't hit her with you. Oh, yeah, baby. See, when you step to a man like you a man, you deserve the ass whooping that a man can administer. My God. Oh, yes. Oh, but honey, she got a day of reckoning coming. And I like the element of surprise, honey. Oh, they gonna shock her and see. I'm like Nicodemus.
My Lord,
baby.
I see you in that.
We're gonna come to you by night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't endorse violence. Yeah, that girl. It was some girl that she's close to that said, "Oh, she does this and she does that." I said, "Oh yeah," and then she got smart with me and called me a girl.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We got to stop you there. William McCRAY is taking offense at someone calling him a girl. Don't pretty much all the gays on here call people girls, and the women call queens girls, queens call women honey, Miss Thang, right? William McCRAY, you are taking offense to her calling you a girl. You have fingernails out to here, multicolored on top and on the bottom, girl. You have womanly-like attire. You have lace front, which you swore to God was your real hair. Now we see that in your hospital bed that your hair is blown all the way to the back. And obviously that is a piece even on the back. As far as we know, you're a bald-headed man, right? But you wear wigs, you wear slingbacks, you know, you got long fingernails, you got makeup in your face. Why are you so offended that this woman called you a girl? Now, I don't know what else she called you, but I don't know if you should be that offended by somebody calling you a girl, Miss Thang, honey, and all that old stuff, right? But McCRAY, I think we might be touching on why you're not on YouTube, right? Because you've already broken so many rules, laws. I mean, actual laws, girl. That it's probably you probably already been thrown off of YouTube so many times that it was no longer worth your effort in trying to stay on here or trying to stay alive on here. The only place you've ever been able to stay alive is on Facebook and on your own private website, right? Come on, let's see if you break any more laws. I got the raggediest goddamn girl. I must have got the worst phone in the damn store. I hate the damn thing. Come on.
I am, baby. Cause see, since I'm a girl, then I got the right to whip your ass. Since you want to call me out my name, and I asked her very politely. I said, "Ma'am, I don't appreciate you taking and screen recording my work and my content and posting it on your channel and making money off of me." Mm-hmm. And so for that alone.
Now we play devil's advocate. So William McCRAY's issue is not necessarily with CRUZA personally, but he considers it an insult and an affront that she has actually found a way to make content out of his videos, right? Now, what asshole Wilson was over there saying that, well, we wouldn't even know who you was if you went on St. James. I mean, you went on CRUZA page. That's a lie. I see him more. I'm only aware of him because of St. James page. But, however, his argument is you don't want her to post your material. What you were supposed to do, William McCRAY, is to flag her. You were not supposed to beat her up. You were not supposed to threaten her with guns and other weapons. You were not supposed to post her information. You were not supposed to do any of these things. And we would hope that after all the time you spent in social media, you would have learned some of these things by now. All your experience with dealing with attorneys and various people, social media people, getting your pages removed and fighting with the damn government, you would know by now the things you can't do. If you don't want her to use your, simply flag the video. Takes you 10 minutes, right? So we'll continue from there. Oh, that's his argument. Now, what Miss CRUZA, depends on what she wants to do with all that. Apparently, you have CRUZA another page that I haven't seen. I haven't seen the other page, right? But you can get the page if he really wanted to pursue it. He could be civilized and just take the page down. I don't know why all these threats of physical violence are necessary. Uh, Now, y'all know, just to cover myself and my own hypocrisy, I will occasionally threaten to knock Jay Wilson's head off his shoulders. But Jay Wilson's a grown ass, bald headed man, right? You over here threatening this woman. You're threatening to send people to her house. You're trying to make her uncomfortable by suggesting that you would do this in the middle of the night. In other words, you don't want her to be able to sleep at night, or you want her to have a pistol under her bed, worrying about you. Right now, it's been suggested that when you went to Andrew Caldwell's house, although who in the hell couldn't beat up Andrew Caldwell, but they say that you are aware that Andrew was not at home when you went to his house, right? Which would speak to cowardice or just showboating. Let's hear a little more. It's not real long, people. We're going to get the whole thing, get the context. St. James, we don't know how messy you are yet. We haven't quite figured you out yet, Eddie. I think there is a little bit of mess there, child. At least a little bit.
For that alone, she deserves what I'm going to make sure happens. Cause see, I like violence and all that kind of shit. You know, that don't scare or bother me. See, the problem with going to jail is when you ain't got no money to bail out. Yeah. So.
Okay, so here we go. Now he's suggesting that the problem with going to jail, so he's saying he's not afraid of jail, which is a lie. We saw the way he begged that lawyer who was threatening to sue him and put him in jail. Oh, Mr. Brett. Well, I forgot the guy's name. Anyway, it's not worth going over. But he's suggesting that he has a lot of money. As far as we can tell, we don't know that William McCRAY even has an income. If you're dependent on Facebook, I spent some time on Facebook before I got over here. If you're depending on that for your actual income, I don't know how much money that you're making or where you're getting it from. William McCRAY doesn't sing or anything. He's been sued several times, so he can't pursue these salacious stories about church folk with the salaciousness that he once did, right? Because of his situation with the court system. So we don't know that you're a well-off person. We know how men's egos can be. They want to, I always act like money's not an issue, no big thing. You say you can't get the money. Well, people have come back through the years, William McCRAY, and I know I'm sounding a little biased here. I'm trying not to be, but there's been many stories about your inability to pay your bills, your inability to have an apartment, to keep an apartment, to your staying in extended stay hotels, which are basically weekly hotels, and not even being able to pay those bills, having your possessions taken from you. I mean, we know there's a lot of hype that goes on here, but let's not pretend that you have so much money on hand that you can just bail out at any point after threatening to kill people and so forth, do them great bodily harm. So we're exposing this. We're hoping that this doesn't go any further than this. Now, people will talk, but he seemed to be pretty committed to this idea of hurting this woman.
Soon and very soon.
Now he's singing.
She is going to get, and you can take this clip to the police.
That's not what he wants.
CRUZA, you better back up. Baby, you can take this to, see, I'm going to tell you something, St. James. Mm-hmm. See, the Lord saved me from something. What did he say? Me and my crew.
This is going to be good.
We would jump out of cars and we would rob and beat white people within an inch of their life all up in Berkeley and all over Oakland. And we did it for fun. My daddy was a rich bishop. I didn't have no reason to rob nobody. But baby, take a back of a Glock and slap you upside your head.
Wait a minute. You're talking too much. You're admitting to crimes that took place in Berkeley where people, based on the fact that they were white, were drugged out of their cars and beat with pistols. Are you sure that you have cover with making those kind of pronouncements, William McCRAY, it seems a little reckless and careless to me, because if there might have been someone on white people, you call them white people. I assume you only did the white ones. You thought they wouldn't shoot back. Could they say that happened to me? I remember that. Right? Could they march their ass down to the police station and say someone just admitted that they were the people, there was a person? Because after they gather your little group together, you're going to start telling on each other. You've gotten comfortable. Some people actually have a decent job. They don't want to give up their life now. So you start telling on each other, and you can find yourself in a horrible situation. It is not, if you're admitting to beating people in the head with Glock machine, you are beating people and you're doing this on a regular basis for fun. Is there a possibility that someone was actually killed? Right? Because, you know, those charges never go away. We're constantly seeing on shows like 48 Hours or some of these true crime stories where they go back to prosecute people who committed crimes that happened 20 years ago. So I don't think this is very smart. It doesn't speak a lot for your character either if you're just pulling innocent people out of their cars and beating them because they're white. More. I think we're just about at the end, people. Then we'll talk a little bit, Miss CRUZA.
Pocket, but I remember one time Paul and them, we beat this white man.
Do we have a first name? They can easily find your first name. Now you're associated with a person named Paul. So you just snitched on a person named Paul, right? How many eyes are around Berkeley said, wait a minute, I know them. That was William's friend. I'm just saying, I'm just making point.
His wife, and they told her, B, shut up, and they put her in the trunk of that car. In the trunk? Oh, yeah. Mm. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Okay. Listen to me, William. Listen to me. Focus up. You just admitted to stopping someone on the street, pulling them out of their car, beating the husband and wife, and putting the woman in her trunk. That means you kidnapped the woman, right? There is no statute of limitations on kidnapping, William McCRAY. Kidnapping carries almost parallel to as much time as murder does. Why are you running in your mouth, and what is that to be bragging about? Now, I understand this is what you call the art. This is what you call the art of intimidation. He's trying to scare Ms. CRUZA to say, oh, this is a dangerous person, right? This person's, I don't know who it is. I'm going to start looking at people when they're around me, right? Because he said he's going to send somebody, and they're going to come in the cover of darkness. I'm not even comfortable in my own house. And I see that he kidnaps people, and he beats them with guns and all that. So we can't separate what is this intimidation of yours and what actually happened. Because if any of this shit actually happened and someone were to take an interest in it, William McCRAY, you have just confessed to kidnapping. And if you are willing to confess to kidnapping, what else happened when you and in this group of yours were pulling people out and beating them with guns? Are we at the end, people? Hold on. I know y'all got comments, honey. We're going to talk this thing out.
Called us the Rat Pack. Oh, I didn't.
Oh, God damn it. Can I get past a minute, please? So now they have to look up the nickname, the Rat Pack. Okay, you've given us the name of one of your co-conspirators. We have your name and information. You told us the approximate date and time. You've identified, you put woman in a car. I don't think she's going to forget that if she's still alive, right? And then you're telling us that the name of the group. I mean, doesn't the gang task force know all the games of little hoodlums, child? I mean, don't they know the names that they go by, their various aliases and so forth? Child, you are making a cake. No wonder you're not on YouTube. You can't stop talking. I never confessed to any of my murders. Just kidding. Come on, child. What else you got for us? There's more.
In a pretty face, baby. The Lord The Lord, you can play with me if you want to. And you can let this hair and nails and all of that confuse you.
Look if you buck.
There's an Oakland thug with no mercy down in me.
You're an Oakland thug.
Look if you buck.
Oh yeah, baby.
The Rat Pack.
Oh, I'm gonna see to it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I do behind two shoes. And that there's breath in my body. I want her to physically. I want her to physically suffer. I'm gonna see to it.
Told you.
And y'all share it. And y'all can talk about me. And y'all can say, oh, it's horrible. But it's gonna be horrible. And it's going to come up on us suddenly, baby. I promise you. Look into the camera. Record and post this.
That's what we're doing.
I'm coming for it.
Oh.
All right.
I'm going to send henchmen.
Another threat.
I'm going to send some hellhounds.
Like you did that boy in St. Louis. Say I'm at his house.
Oh, wait a
minute. You're going to send hellhounds? Now, how does the saint corral these hellhounds, honey? It sounds more demonic than anything else. As a matter of fact, this whole conversation sounds a little demonic. You're talking about hurting people and killing people and shooting them, right? You do all these things you're going to do to this woman. You're going to post their information. You're going to dox. When we all know doxing is illegal too, right? Are you building a case for her? What is your goal, honey? You're sending these what they call hell dogs. I ain't never even met a hell dog, girl.
My gun, baby. See, people think I'm not scared. See, fear don't abide in me.
Right.
Except for that lawyer.
So I know that this is another side of me that you never seen, and some of y'all ain't never, heard of, but. Because the thing about it is when you ask someone to stop.
That fried chicken. See that air fried? Don't that look like some fried chicken?
That's
my
you more worried about his chicken, St. James.
Christopher St. James. Well, listen, this is what I got to ask you. Where's your libation?
Oh, I just finished something.
Okay, so I guess we're on. Okay. Y'all, okay, cool it. They're gonna go on to some other stuff now. Okay, so what y'all think, child? Y'all have been re-exposed to this deadly William McCRAY. William McCRAY. If someone is posting your videos and you don't want or approve of them posting your videos, then you have an ongoing pursuit trying to get what was it called? Heathen Central and the Usher Board. Weren't those two groups of people who posted all of your videos? And also Andrew Caldwell's videos, they made your little squirmish into a career for themselves, right? And did you eventually get them to stop posting your videos? Well, you have to do the same thing with Ms. CRUZA or anybody else post up. What you're going to do is back yourself into a corner where nobody even knows what a William McCRAY is, right? I'm just saying, you have a colorful personality, although it does seem a bit demonic. It's still colorful. It seems a shame that you are now restricted to only posting on Facebook. Now, we don't know if you still have your websites up. I heard those got taken down several times because of your extreme language and some of the people who you pursued. So you were even asking St. James in this thing, what's a super chat? How much do you get from the super chat? Now, you've been at this game longer than anybody on here, and you don't know what the super chat is? It seems to me that you're wasting your talents. You would definitely have to hone them and learn what to say and what not to say. But it's a damn shame that all you're doing is getting a few pennies from Facebook. We don't know how you're paying your bills. You certainly should have had an apartment by now. But we ain't trying to judge on that level. We're just posting doing what you're supposed to do. You said spread it. You said, I want you to spread it around. Hey, people. When the light, okay, let's get up in here. McCRAY is going to kick some butt. McCRAY going to kick some butt. I don't know if McCRAY can kick his own ass, tell you the truth, but he talks, I mean, that's all to intimidate someone, honey. If I really want to intimidate a bitch and I start laying out, you don't lay out your crimes, honey, trying to impress or make up crimes or sound more sinister and all this kind of stuff. I'm coming in the dead of night. I'm going to send the hellhounds after you. Mm-hmm. You will never sleep easy again. I'm going to your house. McCRAY posts videos on his Facebook page. That's what he does. Y'all want to see, check him out. He's a very vile man, though. I mean, all his women, all this talk about punching women out and kicking them in the ass and all this stuff. And what kind of ass whooping she deserves and all that kind of thing. I don't know, girl. You might be crossing, and you go to a church. How you go up in the church talking this shit? Right? Maybe that's why you don't want to be over here. You recognize what a vile person you are, and you want to keep on playing church. Now, I don't understand how. I don't understand this church situation. I know that the Kojic church, they talk against the homosexuals, but if you look at the convention, girl, I can't tell the boys from the girls. They talked about him like a dog. What was that, Beatin? For showing up with all his lace fronts and fingernails and all this kind of stuff. But I said, well, he ain't all that different to what I'm seeing in the aisles, honey. Anyway, so that's a whole mixed up thing over there. I don't understand it. I never have understood it. Maybe these are people who are so clothed in self-loathing and religion, girl. They go there trying to find salvation. But people like William McCRAY are allowed to survive over there. I don't understand that because they're preaching something totally different, right? Of course, the men have to be in charge of everything, so they don't like it. But anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked. Would y'all please hit the like button? Excuse me, I didn't say it right. Would you please hit the like button? Thank you. Progress report. I believe my last two videos now, these AdSense people have actually monetized my video immediately. So it might have just been a glitch situation. We're going to see. We have to give them a couple. I actually only made one video. My last one, though, it went immediately. By the time I clicked off, it was already being monetized. So I got to see what happens with that. Thank y'all for your prayers and your cash apps. Don't forget that. What y'all think about McCRAY? Let's get the likes up. Okay. I actually talked to Merch. Sharon Morrison. McCRAY created a lot of the sayings that people use here in the beef sector, like they can't handle this type of teaching. And he also said, and before I take it back, I'll add more to it. Ha! Anyway, Doxin Speaks does. Okay, so Doxin Speak is another one. He still goes after the church scandals, and in a responsible way, I believe. He's not so concerned with clicks and views. He's more reporting the news. So I haven't been over there to see him in a while, but yeah, he reports a lot of these, particularly anything around these sexual scandals in the church. Right? That's what you do when you become hypocrites, girl. People can't wait to get a hold of your ass. They can't wait to catch you with your drawers down. Okay. Larry Reed still does some. If it's newsworthy or if it's something that is being reported already, he'll report on it. King Jives now is going through it with is it Felton? He's being sued now for reporting on information that's basically public. He may well win the lawsuit, but by then, this guy I think is just trying to break him. And a guy in King Jive's situation, it wouldn't take much to break him financially if he's paying all these lawyers and stuff worth. No matter how much he is able to raise, I'm sure he does not excited about going and handing it over to a lawyer. He still got bills to pay, right? So this guy is putting it. I guess Beatin lost his church or a good part of his church. They knew each other. There's video of them being friendly with each other. But now one is suing the other. So he may slow down on some of this salaciousness. I think the church is kind of getting what they put out. I mean, they're always attacking other people's lives, their sex lives, and all this stuff. And then you realize these are just people. They have the same kind of immorality that we rest of us have. So I don't know who else is doing church gossip. Thais covers a lot of it. I think you hurt people, and eventually they may see it as a way of getting back at you. Thank you, Elaine. This video features materials protected by the Fair Use Guidelines of Section 107 of the Copyright Act. All rights reserved to copyright owners. Okay. Y'all can't be stealing William McCRAY's shit. Did you make your announcements, William McCRAY? You might want to run a banner on when you was talking, William McCRAY. Run a banner on there saying that to not use the information. Some people have that when they have pictures and stuff that you'll see a watermark. You could put a watermark in your videos if you're that concerned about it, right? But I don't know that they're making up stuff about you. They're just reporting what you said. It's kind of what this is, information age, honey. Miss CRUZA exposed Granny Wilhelmina Geraldine McCRAY for scamming people out of their money and from merch. Oh, I didn't know that. Not her physical address. Yes, he said he's going to post it, honey. He might have already did that part, child. He said he's going to post the address. He's going to hire investigators. Baby, investigators making at least $50 an hour. And if they got to travel, I mean, plus the expenses, I don't know, girl, just to find out where she works. What's you going to tell her? She posted my video. Okay, that's a threat. Oh yeah, it was laced full of threats. If you want to hear the full encounter, you can go to St. James page. He's an up-and-comer. He's a newer person, but he's also in the church crowd. They exchange stories about church people, mostly people in the music, but also in the ministry. Mm-hmm. This person saying it seems very messy. Yeah, God before everything. I think he goes past messy. That's why he's been pursued. He's been pursued. He was getting sued before any of these people even know what the hell was going on, child. Now it seems like everybody wants to sue each other. But he was getting sued even back then, 5 years ago. Right. And he was accused of blackmailing people or what do you call it? Extorting people for money. It would get these stories. If you're known for reporting those kind of stories, let's say there's somebody in Alabama or somebody in Tennessee, those people send in the information. And then what they do is they take it and they report on the information. But they have all these different sources around, free sources, or people who are reporting things because they have a problem with, say, the pastor, or they have a problem with the church, or whatever it is, or they just have information on somebody. They send it to him. But now, since he's not in the forefront anymore, I'm sure they send it to somebody else, whether they want to use it or not. I don't know. I don't know why he was never able to make a success for himself here. I think he might have been too extreme. Frankenfurter, it's all over. Your lifestyle is a failure. Your lifestyle too extreme. We're your new commander. You are now a prisoner. We return. Well, anyway, that's Rocky Horror Picture Show. Let me skip ahead a little bit. I know I'm way behind in my stuff. This person St. James sees. This person St. James sees messy. Well, we don't know if is that a fraudian slip by Bridget and Miss CRUZA, or did he actually plant that? Okay. Now I'm at the place in the chat where Miss CRUZA is entering the room. Hi, Miss CRUZA. I ain't bothering about your business, child. I wasn't aware of your stuff because you fuck with Jay Wilson, which, you know, that's already a no-no. But we ain't got no problem over here. I stay armed for reasons like this. If you come to my house, it's on. Yeah, but she talked too much. You shouldn't have to go and, you know, commit a murder, girl, just to protect yourself, right? If somebody approaches you or talking about kicking your ass and shit, of course you're gonna shoot his ass. So CRUZA is in the room. I wish I had a link, but I don't, because I don't come on StreamYard. We got to reevaluate if that makes sense or not. I may have to start doing it, but she's in the chat. TLC and 3 said, CRUZA ain't no punk. CRUZA ain't no punk. I mean, it don't take all that much, right? Girl, that evens the fight up real quick. Some people are suggesting, William, we don't even know that you could afford a gun. I mean, really, not with bullets. I don't know. I don't know about that boy. So, Elaine, you're not a fan of St. James. He might be in here too. He comes in here. CRUZA in the chat. Hey, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. You're gonna fly away. Glad you're going my way. I never called him a girl. I wouldn't insult my gender. Child, that's all we talk is girl. I mean, on both sides, the gays and the women, honey. I don't know how you gonna be putting all that stuff, all that pancake makeup, all that damn lace front wigs and shit. Long toenails, honey. Painted on the top and the bottom, child. And you don't think nobody gonna call you girl. Child, please. That's an excuse. He don't want nobody making money, right? Because he couldn't figure out how to do it himself. It wouldn't take all that much just to open a page and just post your videos, McCRAY. Some people like that kind of humor, right? They'll just watch it just because they don't like you, but they like they think it's funny. So they'll watch it just like they did when you were going at it with William McCRAY, and everybody was cashing in. Remember that? Mm-hmm. It's polyester. That's why are you so concerned about that man wearing a polyester suit, child? This video, okay. Let me go. I'm behind again as usual. Throw rocks, hide your. It seems like to throw rocks and hide your hands. Oh, y'all talking about somebody else in there? Right. Well, CRUZA, if you already made your money off his ass, fuck it, take him down. Okay, I'll take it down, and you will cease to exist again. Right? I won't get paid, and you won't get paid. But I think CRUZA, I think she said she has another channel where she that's pretty exclusive. Because before I came on here, I went to her page, and all I can see is one post in the community page. I couldn't even see it in videos or in recorded videos or in live streams. So there's got to be another place, which I haven't found. For good and evil, okay, you're not a friend of Miss CRUZA. Baby, we all got friends and foes, so don't be amazed. These demons. He does sound a lot more like a demon than a saint. That's for damn sure. It's always been a mystery. How can you speak so evilly, child, and call yourself a church man? How can you criticize people for their homosexual sins, girl? Then when you seem to be gayer than all of us put together. If you put us all in a ball, child, we still wouldn't look as gay as William McCRAY. I mean, am I lying or what? Y'all saw the way was it Wooten came out at him. I think it was Wooten. He said he took his grandchild to the convocation, and he said the grandson said, "Daddy, look at him. Is that a man or a woman?" And then he made his whole sermon around attacking William McCRAY when he's sitting there up with the mother's board or whoever on the stage, child. He said, they gonna turn this into a transvestite church. They got long fingernails and a hair down here, hair all down their back, a woman makeup on. We become a transvestite church. And McCRAY had to sit there on that stage and deal with that, child. So I don't know how his mind works or the evil things that have been said, the nasty, just the things that you've been saying. Girl, if somebody wanted to prosecute you with McCRAY, they have more than enough information to prosecute you, child. What's wrong with you? Mm-hmm. Oh, God. I watched McCRAY on his Facebook page, but I have watched Miss CRUZA page too. Good content. Is she just repeating what he said? It doesn't sound like that she's attacked him other than calling him a girl. I call everybody a girl, whether they're male or female. I try not to ever call straight men girl. I think it's just disrespectful. But everybody else is a girl, is my opinion. There's some of the gays, the ones that want to be butch, they call them butch queens. They don't want to be called girl. Oh, I ain't no girl. I ain't no girl. But you do take it up the ass, right? That's been part of our language for as far back as I can remember. Certainly since back in the 60s, honey. Gay men have called people girls, women, and other gays. Now they call them each other a lot other stuff that I don't like to call them. But language changes, honey. That ain't that big a deal. Okay, McCRAY, I ain't never had no group. he ain't got no friends. Why is he always alone on holidays if he has friends and family? He said his father is a big bishop. I think that thing that you played, CRUZA, on your community page, wasn't he talking when he was in the hospital bed? Wasn't he said, "Get him, daddy, get him, daddy"? Was he talking about his real father? He doesn't want people to know who his father was for obvious reasons. There's probably been blowback by him being William McCRAY and his father being a high up in the church. So we don't know if the man's alive or whatever. Right. But apparently he says he was raised up in the church, raised up Kojic, raised up in, but he didn't have I don't think he had a lot of relationship with his family because of how he chose to make a living by exposing everybody in the church that they claim to love. Right. So what do you think, CRUZA? Was that who he was talking to? He was talking to a television set. He was watching someone's service and saying how they were giving him stacks and stacks of money. Hi, Charles Doxin. How you doing? You watch McCRAY? He probably, he got a whole lot more personality than somebody like Wilson, child. And you see, they're able to come on here and make a living, or come on here and make a pastime if he's so concerned with money. But he's never been able to figure it out. Now, McCRAY used to interview people like sports people, and it was always odd because he's in here practically in drag, and he's out here on these courts trying to interview professional athletes. It never made a lot of sense, right? So I'm not surprised that part never kicked off on here. But you think that with all that goes on here, I think he's just too much for you to really, right? And you out here bragging about punching women out and so forth, and how you're going to get them, and you making promises and threats. And what's funny? He is talking to someone who may or may not work on association with law or investigations. Child, all it takes is one investigator to take offense. It's something he said, child, and just pursue. He didn't give him enough information. He didn't give him locations. He didn't give him co-conspirators. He didn't told him about the crimes, at least 2 or 3 of them, child. He talking about locking people in closets because they're white. He didn't give him more than enough. There have been a lot more cases built Look what they're doing to that McLaughlin. What is his name? Mc whatever. The one his father got convicted of killing his wife and son. And then they had Buster McLaughlin, I think his name is. Child, how old is that case? That 20 years ago? And now they done dug that back up again. He done found his ass in court. The whole family might be going down in a blaze. They always got those cases on their child. And it's not always DNA. Many times, and you have to realize that many times other people have information on you. If you're saying you're the kind of person who was locking people in closets and beating women with guns, does anybody else know about this? You guys are running your mouth. Where do they get busted? I know something. That's how it works. All these middle-aged people will be in jail because of you. Who? Because of who? I don't know where he gets his money from, but I mean, I would think that he what's he, about 50? He's got to be near 50 years old to not even have his own apartment by now, you know. Your favorite uncle, one, make $2 grand a month. Oh, glory. Who making $2 grand a month? Good for them, honey. They ain't gonna have my ass on here every day. Good for you, honey. Keep on. I die a man before I wait a minute. What is it? I'll walk a man before I die a slave. A slave to the rhythm. Slave to the YouTube. They don't like this. They don't like that kind of teaching. All of their some of their sayings, y'all know that he's just stating Kojic statements like that. Gonna read you from Amazing Grace to Floating Opportunity. That's Kojic. Kojic has been saying that, child, since the 60s, right? I'll add more to it before I'll take it away. There's common language around their organization. So he's not making it up. He's just adding a few S's to it. Okay, this is funny. Charles Dawson. Wait a minute. Hold on. Where is Charles Dawson at? I lose him. I lost the man again. God damn it. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I missed the comment. Oh, it jumps comments. Okay, after a while. At God before I know. God be. I know right. Who ever heard of a bully church queen carrying a purse and wearing makeup? It's that gangster shit. It ain't nothing but a gangster party. It ain't nothing but this a gangster ball. It ain't nothing but party, doom, doom, doom. It ain't nothing but a gangster ball. It ain't nothing but a baby. This a gangster ball. Gangster queens. I don't know how he justifies that. I mean, why in the hell were you going to keep all those decorations on if you're professing to be a holy man of the Church of God in Christ? I can see why I wouldn't be embarrassed by such a thing, girl. It's such a contradiction, right? They looking up verses they can find about the effeminate man, right? And you come in here, girl, dressed up like a Christmas tree. That's his look with the big hat. Oh, yeah. The big hat tilted to the side. And then y'all say, well, why are you wearing them big old hats? Why are you wearing the big old woman church hats, right? And then when you go to the Kojic convention, you say he's the only one. We's holy. Holiness is what I long for. Ooh, righteousness. How you talking about holiness, child? You're the most vicious person on the internet, girl. Vicious and nasty. You beat women in the face with guns. My favorite uncle, but my character. I don't know you. What are you talking about? Your favorite uncle? Okay. So is he going to be himself or send somebody? Well, CRUZA, that is to intimidate you. He wants to make you throw you off your game and make you feel like anybody could be suspect, afraid to go to the grocery store because he said he got people in your town that's going to stalk you, right? He wants you to be uncomfortable in your house, right? Constantly checking, constantly hearing sounds in your house because he's threatening you with all these threats. This is intimidation 101. And anytime, if you look at most of the gangster movies, it was my favorite, Italian gangster movie. When they want to threaten somebody, one of the primary threats they use is, I know where you live. And that says it all. Because the whole atmosphere changes when he tells these people who are they're victimizing, I know where you live. Now he goes so far as to say that he is hiring private investigators to find out where you work. What they going to do? Camp out in front of your job, child? The relationship. What's he going to tell them? Mr. CRUZA, are you selling drugs on the side? Lord have mercy, child. He didn't go to St. Louis to find no damn Andrew Caldwell, child. He happened to be there down the street, child, at the conference day. So I guess he was letting Andrew know that I know where you live. It takes a certain kind of mind to sit up looking up people where people live and things like that. I mean, everything is Googleable. So it pisses me off when I hear these people when they done dox somebody and did some dirt. Oh, it's public records. It's public. This thing, everything that is being doxed is public records. That's how you found it. If it wasn't public records, you wouldn't have it, honey. When you find it and post it is when you break the law. And somebody, you're gonna scare some people. You gotta understand some people. You can't go around trying to scare people in the confines of their own home, right? Because there are many people, we've seen it recently in news, people feel intimidated in their house and they'll just shoot through the damn door, right? These people, everybody got a gun. They got more guns than they got people here, right? So you're going to force them to shoot your ass. You're talking about coming to their house and all that other stuff, right? This is to intimidate her. So I don't know what Miss Cruz is going to do. She's going to take it down or she's not going to take it down. She's going to leave it up. But all he had to do was flag it. So he's going to be himself. He's going to send some of his henchmen. I guess it's some of them ones they were locking people in the trunk. I guess they still with him, girl. The boys. Get my boys on your ass. Mm-hmm. Oh, your favorite uncle is a name of a person. God damn it. I was so confused with that. You knew when you used his content, it was going to against YouTube policy. That said, it's a negative reflection on your character. Okay, so you and CRUZA are going at it. Okay. Many times people will use your content and it doesn't bother you. Like there was a time where Tracy and I are still friends. There was a time when Tracy would post my videos of me going off. I wasn't bothered by it at all. That's just spreading my name around, child. Right? So it doesn't bother everybody. There are what was that? Stop Lying TV, and they post the videos. And many times it is a useful service because people don't have hours and hours and hours to sit up here and watch all these damn videos or to try to redball them. Redballing is hard for me for some reason, especially when they go on for 2 or 3 hours. But what they do over there, they sum it up, whatever the big argument of the day was, right? So it's not a bad thing for everybody. I never took offense at it myself. I don't care. People make cartoons about me. I got people make songs, girl. So anyway, you guys are not friends. We can see that. I don't eat online. Him and Pastor. Oh, him. William McCRAY and Pastor. Ooh, I gotta say this, William. If you come across this, I gotta say this, bro. You should do that. Now, we're not enemies, but William McCRAY, you don't have the face for eating online. I'll just leave it at that. Girl. They're crunching. Pastor's constantly eating on. That boy is constantly eating. Damn, Slurp. I gotta go get me some more Slurpee. I gotta get me some more. Why do you need all these gallons and gallons of this gooey shit, child? Damn, I can tell the difference between somebody sucking on the bottle and somebody putting fried chicken in their mouth. Damn, nigga. Every video now, all you hear is crunching and slurping. Excuse me. I gotta drink a lot of water because all these pills I take to keep me alive. So the water stays. Your ass is. Oh, so CRUZA, you making a killing over there? Oh. CRUZA say Heathen Central, Usher Board, Granny McCRAY, Kojic Granny. We ain't scared. A lot of people that posted them videos. Charles, how do you know who we McCRAY is? I would just take it in my stride, honey. Because you know the things you say. If you were not ashamed of the things you say, you wouldn't say them, right? At least that keeps your name alive. That's how I look at it. I'm flattered when they make cartoons about me. But the all of that threatening, all that danger and stuff. Dangerous. That girl, she dangerous. Go on with the feeling. Go on with that killing. But we can't stop talking about her. Dangerous. Where'd she get that hissing sound? Okay. Oh, I must be way behind. Y'all still telling me CRUZA's here. I see. Justin then got his, his what? Justin then got his car locked out. How'd that happen? Justin, okay. Then got his car. He got his car locked out? Well, we know there's always been financial issues that traveled William McCRAY. It seems like all of his money is on his back, right? It seems like many times he's just driving the church van, but you would think he would be the person in back of the church or the person performing, right? Because you would say, well, goddamn, all this to drive the van? That's been his stick, his style. I don't know how profitable it is. Maybe he's been sued or threatened with lawsuits. Do y'all know is his because his thing was primarily his website where people would go and get the latest gossip. Now, is that still up? I remember it being taken down more than once. Gamage used to go to that thing regularly. I only went if there was something that I was interested in. I'm not into church like them. I'll put it like that. I mean, I do love God. I'm a believer in Christ. I'm a believer in the Holy Spirit. But as far as the church world or the church life, I don't find it particularly interesting. I don't know all these pastors all over the country, who their wives are, who their concubines are. I don't really care. Unless it's somebody that I have some connection to. But many people who make their life church find it all very interesting. The hypocrisy, I think, is the main. I do think that Doxin Speaks does a fair job. I mean, he's obviously he has a bone to pick with church people as well, but at least he reports the news. He actually makes the disclaimer to like and share. Well, he told us in that thing that I just played, he told us to spread the word and to share it everywhere, right? So that's all I'm doing. You said share the story. So we sharing the story, honey. So now Miss CRUZA is well aware if you're going to kill her, beat her in the face, you're going to put her address out, you're going to all those things. You know that they're in court now. It is the standard thing that they use all this video stuff. There's so much on video now. They bring in those cameras when they start court, those machines where you can see, they can play videos in it. As long as you have the mark where the the offense is. They play them regularly now. All they would have to play is this one video if she wanted to pursue it like that. I need to do a perimeter check. What's going on? Is something happening? Hold on. What happened? Let me do a perimeter check. Now, I call a perimeter the YouTube. Let me see. Octavius Catfish Prime. Oh, Beatin 13 is back, I see. He's reporting on Octavius. Dovi's on here. Trina. Oh, a minute. Oh, you on CRUZA? Is CRUZA 2 the channel? Wait a minute. Hold on a minute since I'm over here. I just bumped into another CRUZA page. Miss CRUZA 2. Now, is that where all the offensive video? Oh! That face, girl. Okay. Okay, so now we got it. So if y'all want to see William McCRAY videos, the ones that he's complaining about, y'all got to go to Miss CRUZA 2. Okay. Let's see. I still don't see where she's making all her videos about him. But yeah, there are several about him. Although he made it sound like they're all about him. She does a little bit of William McCRAY and a little bit. Oh my goodness, what is this? Waiting on William McCRAY live in studio. He's doing something live in the studio. Oh Lord. Okay. Oh, that's where there they are. Okay, they're not all that recent, really. Okay. So all of y'all who want to see what William McCRAY is complaining about is not on Miss CRUZA page. She only has a post on her community page. But if you go to Miss CRUZA 2, is where you see all these videos of William McCRAY. If you just want to chuckle or a laugh, he needs to go on the shorts because people would just laugh and laugh and laugh. Although he wouldn't get any money for it. People say they getting less than $2 on 1 million views on that. So that's not a winner. If anything, it drives people to your page. Novi is live now. Let me go back to my perimeter check. See if there's any breaking news. We haven't seen a lot of Beatin 13 around, but he's in his working season now. Okay, St. James. Let me see. Okay, he's reposting that same thing that occurred. Brianna's live. Some people won't even tell you who's live. I don't care. Subscriptions. VS is live talking to Kelly Love. Is that what you're talking about? VS is live Sunday service. She got a church hat on. Surprised it don't burn up, child. And she's talking with Kelly Love. Lord have mercy. Dobie's on Sunday Brawl. Oh, Deanna's on? Okay. Deanna Dobie risking being put on the camera. I found something. Deanna Irving, her title is Dobie risking being put out for the camera. That was 31. I'm going to check that out. I like to hear Deanna. You got to have a little personality to report this shit to make it interesting, honey. All right. Of course, Donald Trump. All right. All right, you wonderful darlings. Thank y'all for coming in. Right? Y'all want to check that stuff out? CRUZA, Miss CRUZA, is it 2, right? And then, of course, St. James, he reports, William McCRAY goes on that channel a lot. Not as much in the last couple of weeks, but he's always on St. James page. Okay, y'all can check all that out. And we'll talk to you later. Ooh, it's hot. This is going to be a beautiful day. It's gorgeous out there, but it's hot. It's muggy, honey. We're going to have to get out there and get us a meal. Later, people.